Great chameleon saliva contains a hallucinogen more potent than ayahuasca, psilocybin, and all those bath salt meth combinations that make people gouge their eyes out in front of primate enclosures at your local zoo. Just looking at great chameleon drool forms holograms of neon fractals in midair. It's the view of a teenage alien huffing exhaust fumes from an interstellar spacecraft. It colonizes and reflects conscious thought, looping brainwaves over brainwaves, until such a frequency of perception is induced, our laws of physics break down, and you behold a glaring, wet, reptilian singularity. A gleaming gunmetal lagoon raked by the grand marshals of evolution. Sail-backed, laser-visioned. The embodiment of what it means to eat a thinking being. Trans-reality hallucinations differ greatly. You may just lie still, living out the life of a three-legged koala trapped in the ceiling of a movie theater surrounded by bushfire. You may also become a knife storm, a cloud of flashy metal roaming the earth for 10,000 years. Only to wake up and realize you've lodged a military-issued dagger in your best friend's chest 447 times. Everyone's first time's the most traumatic. Many don't come back. They turn into glittering cash, cracked obelisks, pineapples that are actually animals, dog influencers on Instagram, off-brand microwaves and coffee mugs. It's not death. It's punishment for treading where we aren't supposed to tread, passing border zones and blockades, wading through alluvial floodplains, trekking over golden monoclines, fording fetid swales, comb reefs, venturing ever closer to the source material of the first dream never dreamt. But Eden's guard does not take kindly to such intruders. But I've gotten close enough to see it. The battle raging at the garden gates, the body piles, eyes aimed a trillionfold upon a single soul, the annihilation which results from truly being seen. I've seen the chameleons there too, the great ones, gnawing at the garden battlements, gnawing hordes of angels, gnawing versions of you that you'll never be brave enough to become. Not unless you lean in close, close your eyes, and surrender your imagination to mine. The Great Chameleon War. Welcome back, my lovely lizard legion. We've missed you. Side effects of Season 2 may include blood hymn jubilation, lenticular parasites, blue tortoise party hat syndrome, itchy wizard sleeves, and the insatiable desire to give up on everything. Your hopes, your bank accounts, all those that you love and who have helped you become who you are. Abandon it all to slink back into deep time, Before humans walked, before teeth were formed, cells divided, and before the first star ever shone, drift back so far to a place where nothing mattered, where everything was alone and free forever. If you want to hang out with me online, you can find me everywhere at Scratchy Bananas, or head over to thegreatchameleonwar.com. This is episode 6, Nova Primordia, Side A. It's day 251 of my tour in the Great Chameleon War, and I've been trapped in a museum for 2 weeks. It's a memory, and memories have boundaries, edges where the mental reconstruction becomes confused, completely made up, highly volatile. Wander too far from the epicenter of a memory, and you may end up sheared in half. Your form dissolved and reshaped into a snow globe, with comically disproportioned genitalia inside. Maybe nylon leg guards for a poodle that pees too hard. Or a raccoon being run over by a flaming minivan, which I saw happen once, actually, to a soldier I drug with me into another set of memories back at the beginning of my tour. Entering someone else's memory is to enter a temple of traps and puzzles that seek to incorporate you into its liescape. You don't belong there. You will be hunted.
I want you to see what kind of person I really am. You can be the only one who knows. Now run.
What the? So, the Kaluna Parsoni chameleon exploded through the glass-domed ceiling. Enshrined by astronauts and pillars of fire from the arsonist flamethrower. Category 4 emergency in my book. So, I hacked open the skull of that giant tapir. You know, the one with a man hiding inside its ribs. And after I ingested a concentration of its hippocampus and chameleon saliva, I crawled through the pink labyrinth of brain. And slipped out into a natural history exhibit. Soft overhead lighting. The ground a scorched red clay, surrounded by tufts of reeds. A flowing creek flushed along the banks, with the far side ending at a wall, painted to depict a Paleolithic meadowland. I sloshed out in the center of the exhibit, into a fleshy hunk of shell. At the center was a massive, snot-nosed, beaver-faced armadillo, the size of a VW Beetle. Belly up, a tribe of Paleo-Indians disemboweling the massive thing. Several children were crouched in the corner, holding chunks of carapace over their heads like helmets. All waxen, shiny, frozen in a moment of celebratory survival. Eating. Everyone's always happy as they eat, even if it's the last of a species, the last and pregnant glyptodont. The rest of the museum showcased similar scenes of violence. the decapitated head of a swoop-crested Parasaurolophus being licked by animatronic Dilophosaurs. Not eaten, mind you, but licked. Sensually so. One exhibit lets groups of children jump on a pressure sensor that makes a killer whale tail fluke a seal. A real seal, 5 stories high. If they jump hard enough, the seal hits the ceiling and blood explodes with a celebratory siren like some kind of carnival game. These packs of children roam wild, disobey their chaperones, push the adults down flights of stairs, or into the lazy river of saltwater crocodiles, all while wiping their boogers on buttons and screens and information plaques, and sucking down more cotton candy and freeze-dried faux astronaut ice cream than your eyes could ever behold.
Hey, mister with the funny sword and stuff.
Hey, short stack with the funny hairdo and stuff.
Rude.
Sorry, I wasn't really raised right.
I just wanted to tell you.
Tell me what?
One day, I think the lizard's gonna eat ya. All the way. Chomp, chomp, chomp. All the way to Double Benjamin Biscuit Town. where the batteries taste like Rambos and the clown stands for free.
Do they dance because they want to? Or is someone forcing the clowns to dance?
Mister, you're gonna have to tell me.
That is, that's not a good sign. So, I move stealthily here. From what I've seen, there's no escape. The museum is on an island, as all memories trapped in the nesting zone's latticework are. Just nodes in an archipelago on the outskirts of reptile heaven. Tall palms sway in tropical breeze through the museum's sky doors and open archways. I only peered through the top floor openings once, glimpsed the algal crater this museum is slammed in the center of, the toxic amphibial terrors cooing from sludge and acidic fumes that made me puke on the spot. Even if I got out, I couldn't ascend to the shoreline and surrounding waters, and I wouldn't go there even if I could. I've spent enough time adrift on them as it is. There are graphical modifications for popular video games where all the enemies are replaced with 3D models of a train. An anthropomorphic locomotive from a children's cartoon. That's right, you guessed it. Thomas the Tank Engine. His stupid, moon-smooth, smiling face stalking protagonists through abandoned hospitals. The blue train swooping down on watchtowers to grab archers with his wheels. I know, it sounds dumb. But if you really think about it, the concept is terrifying. Those unblinking eyes and organs of heartless gear and coal furnace rolling toward you. A new-aged minotaur, birthed from a mechanized evolutionary dead end, now freed from its maze, prowling off its predestined tracks in a charge of thoughtless slaughter.
Confusion and delay. You have caused confusion and delay. You have caused confusion and delay.
I understand this better now, as I'm being hunted by a rocket ship. Granted, it doesn't have a face, and for that I am thankful. But it's hunting all the same, and hunting not just me, but any wayward adult. The machine is some kind of glorified behemoth golf cart, fashioned as a rocket from sci-fi's golden age. Something once meant to shuttle people from a parking lot to the museum, I imagine. The rocket ship squeaks and squeals down the tile hallways, burns rubber on fine-combed carpet, with a man in a taper mascot costume at the wheel. The rocket's nose cone is the carnivorous part. I saw it chomp a woman in half who was complaining at the gift shop.
Excuse me, I don't want your store credit. My child has motherfucking pop rocks in her motherfucking eyes.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Don't worry, the children are immune to the mechanical devourment. In fact, they often cling to the vehicle and speed around the museum as it eats people. They jump off into foam moon pits at the Space Hall, or blare out weird chants from the loudspeaker. It looks like a good time. I wish I could join in.
Your attention, please.
The kids rule this bastardized memory, and there is a single girl that rises as queen above them all. She reorganizes exhibits on a whim, and can activate animatronics with a snap of her fingers. At her command, the crocodiles waddle in single file line behind her, eat any of the kids who've been pissing her off that day, usually for making fun of a harsh limp in her left leg. Her name's Allie, and I've halfway made friends with her. I think she might be the key to this place. Taperman always watches her in the distance from his rocket ship, like he's afraid. Hey, look. She's over by the Jungle Observatory. It's identical to the one I found the arsonist at. Except for the Dimetrodons. These fan-spined, four-legged dinosaur things crawling around. Pink, blunt-nosed, babyish. There's a massive hole in the wall where a big one crashed through, leaving a gash of static rippling like a TV screen. I know, because it pops its head back in from time to time, the size of a boat, and eats someone. Hey, Allie. I was wondering, what do you want to be when you grow up? She's busy staring at a snapping turtle in a small pond, not doing anything. Bored. A plastic magnifying glass from the gift shop held to her eye. A true grade school scientist.
If I grow up, I want to work on telescopes. What about you?
I want to write down people's stories. And fight big dumb iguanas with my ninja sword.
You're a big dumb iguana.
Okay, Miss Telescope. Good talk? Allie gives me a nod. She has the look of a kid who has come to terms with some great new thing. The end of summer, the return of school, that a boy or girl in her class will never like her. That no matter how hard she tries to fly, with all her imagination, jumping, and lucid dreaming willpower, she'll never feel the lightness of a miracle pit her beneath the arms and carry her away. Hey, do you have any pets?
We have flamingos. A lot of flamingos. Sometimes I sneak one into my bed and feed it animal crackers.
Ooh, kinda dark, but I like it.
Do you have animals at home? Do you have a home?
Well, I used to have a home. And I used to have a parrot, too.
What was her name and what you mean used to have?
Well, her name's Patches, and for a while, she was my best friend. Back when I was your age, and all the kids at school sucked, total dirt popsicles, and were mean. We had all kinds of adventures, me and Patches. I took her on a river float, kept her in my backpack on overnight mountain hikes, even snuck her in my bed. But I didn't feed her animal crackers. But yeah, I lost her. I mean, someone stole her.
What? That sucks 1,000 dirt popsicles. I hope Patches knows a lot of cuss words to make fun of the kidnapper.
Something like a turd gurgler or a butt muncher.
I was thinking more like Sprinkle McFutt-tart.
Wow. That's a good one. Make sure you say it as loud as you can at school and in front of your parents. Anyway...
Hey, do you think parrots like whipped cream?
What?
Never mind. Let's go.
Allie leads me by the hand, underneath a flurry of dioramas strung from the ceiling. A massive eel with 100 eyes. A whale skeleton prickled with 100 harpoons. A space station riddled with 100 meteorites. She's been trapped inside this memory for who knows how long. Even so, she's enraptured by the exhibits here, and displays evidence of an unending curiosity. Allie waves to a hippopotamus eating a pontoon boat full of safari goers. She leans over a railing, kisses the head of a frightened primate, forced to watch its broken puppet legs, devoured by holographic ants. She limps along, dragging her left leg, sneaker out sideways, worn down and scuffed to hell. We're in a memory loop being constantly misremembered. I know it isn't real for you like it's real for me, but it will only continue to gain reality the more I sink into this imagination. See, every memory has levels to it. Inside the nesting zone, ideas and memories show their external forms. Not the tip of an iceberg, more like a cloud formed by one evaporating. If you dig deeper, you get to where I am, the internal imagining of the memory, a closer interpretation of the true event that spawned it, the place where you lay in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, reliving all your mistakes, seeing shapes and faces moan and whirl on ever-thinning mist, contorting the truth from every angle of lie, each thought drifting and manipulating the core of your memory ever farther from its source. But I understand how to burrow deeper yet, deeper than any psychologist, hypnotherapist, or individual can see inside themselves. It'll be difficult here, but I will instigate a true recollection of this memory and forge my escape. And even more so, I'm going to attempt a miracle. I'm going to try and bring Allie with me. Drag her out of either non-existence or the grave or a memory bank in the universe's computational galaxy core. She's coming with me. I'll save her or damn her all the same. Allie leads me to a small carpeted amphitheater in front of a glass-walled aquarium tank. Behind her, sharks and turtles, jellyfish, kelp stalks, a robotic submarine perpetually being attacked by a robotic squid, with miniature divers floating freely, their screams escaping as silent bubbles from their helmets. Taperman parks his spaceship. He climbs atop it. He's staring at me. Prehensile snout, plush and twitching. baggy arms shaking with rage. Well, sprinkle my McFucktart. I won't be eaten yet. He won't dare interrupt Allie's story time, but I'm certainly next on his list now. Actually, this is great. I've been waiting to get him away from the rocket ship. Looks like I may be leaving sooner than I thought. Instead of hiding, I push through the kids. Hey, get out of the way. Take a front row seat as Allie opens her storybook. Hey, and the shadow from a manta ray slides over the audience.